What is up? My name is Hermann, and on this channel I make videos covering food, travel as well as fitness, so if you're interested in any of these and are new to this channel, consider subscribing. In today's video I will be covering what my goals for this diet were, how I plan my diet and how you should plan yours, and in the end I will also be showing some footage comparing day 6 to day 16 so that you can actually get an impression of how well this diet worked. If you're interested in that, just lean back and enjoy the video. Alright, so let's kick it off with my goals in this diet. The first goal was definitely to maintain my strength as good as possible, as strength is obviously a very good indicator for your muscle retention. So by trying to push as hard as possible and to keep my strength levels at the same as before the diet, I also tried to maintain as much muscle as possible, and this time it worked out very well, but we'll touch on that in more detail later on. Alright, goal number 2 was to not have a too restrictive and extreme diet. The reason for this is that I'm currently doing a gap year, as you all probably know, and I'm doing sports, I'm meeting friends, I'm going cycling, and I don't want to be in a bad mood when I do this, because personally, when I'm on a diet, I tend to have a bad mood fairly quickly. I just wanted to avoid this by not choosing a too high deficit. And goal number 3, probably the most obvious goal ever in a diet, was to look better and therefore also to feel better, because that is the main point for me. After London, where I gained 3 kilograms in 2 weeks, which was probably mainly fat, I just felt kind of uncomfortable taking my shirt off, and as I'm going to a festival soon and I'll be walking around shirtless all day, I just want to feel good when I do that. So I didn't do this diet for anybody else or social media or whatever, I just did it to feel comfortable in my own body again. Alright, so now that we got the goals covered, let's delve right into the planning of a diet. And the first aspect that you should pay attention to when you plan your diet is to keep in mind that a diet always has a big impact on other aspects of your life. That means that, for example, if you have important exams coming up, you should not be doing a diet because it will impact your studying and so on. So for me personally, that meant on the 3rd of July, I had a very important admission test to university. So before that, I wasn't going to start the diet, and now on the 21st of July, so in 3 days, I will have a marriage where I'll be going to, and I don't want to be restricted in what I eat when I go there. That means that I had 18 days to do my diet. This leads us directly to aspect number 2, which is that you have to choose your deficit accordingly to how much weight you want to lose, as well as to how much time you actually have. So again, let's take myself as an example. I knew that to feel good again, I needed to lose at least 3 kilograms of fat, and knowing that in order to burn 1 kilogram of fat, you need to save 7,000 calories, I knew I had to save up on 21,000 calories in these 18 days. If you break it down, that means that on a daily basis, I needed to have a deficit of 1,200 calories at least to achieve my goal of losing 3 kilograms in 18 days. Depending on how much you want to lose, in what time period, this may vary for you. The next step that you have to take is to then calculate your caloric goal for your day. So for me, I know that my maintenance calories are at around about 3,400, as I'm quite an active person at the moment. And I started out my diet with 2,500 calories, so a deficit of approximately 900 without doing any cardio, and I slowly lowered it to 2,250, where I'll stay for now because I already lost 3.5 kilograms. Plus I also threw in some cardio that was 3 to 6 hours a week. However, I didn't do the typical cardio of going to the gym on a bike or whatever, but I actually went outdoors, I went to jogging, played volleyball, soccer, basketball, this type of stuff, because I simply enjoy it more, and I'm fortunate enough to be in a gap year and to be able to do what I want throughout my day. Alright, so now that we got goals and planning covered, let's talk a bit about how my diet went so far. So today I'm on day 16 out of 18, so I've already done the majority of my diet. And I have to say that from day 1 to 8 the diet was incredibly awesome. My energy levels were on point, my strength in the gym actually increased, so I managed to hit personal records every single workout, which also complemented my mood, which was good as well. So the first 8 days were definitely a full success. Then we had day 9 to 12, which were okay days for the diet. My energy was so-so. My performance in the gym was okay. However, per exercise I lost 1 to 2 reps, which is perfectly normal in a diet. So you can't really expect when on a 1000 calorie deficit to keep your strength levels throughout 3 weeks. So I'm perfectly okay with that. So then on day 13 something fairly weird happened, and that is that my performance was absolutely rubbish. However, I can explain this to myself by the fact that the night before the workout I slept not as good as the other days, only 7 hours, and also my nutrition the day before wasn't optimal. And in a diet, your body is running on a reserve, so it might happen that on one day you just can't perform as good as you wanted to if the variables aren't on point. So that's just what happened. I took the workout easily afterwards. I stretched rather than continuing to train as hard as possible, because that would have only had a detrimental effect on my recovery. And if that ever happens to you, perfectly fine. I mean, you're on a diet, it can happen. We all have bad days. Just take it easy. Don't injure yourself and go on the next workout. Alright, now that we've got the theoretic part covered, let's actually take a look at how the diet worked in the real world. On the left side of your screen you will see footage of day 6 in my diet, and on the right side you see footage of day 16, so you can get an impression of how the look differs on these 2 days. Alright guys, that was it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please consider giving a like. Also, if you are on a diet or are planning to go on a diet, watch out for the next video, because it will be about 3 hacks that I use to make dieting more easy and also more sustainable. So I hope to see you in the next video. I wish you all a great week, and yeah, see you next time. Bye bye.